So I was saved at like 7 or 8. I used to spend summers with my papi, my biological father, in Florida. And he used to send us to Camp Joy. I still have some of the bags from Camp Joy. It was like a Christian Bible camp. And they did like what you guys do at the end of the service, where it's like bow your head, close your eyes, raise your hand. And except after they did it, they pulled us aside and they said, do you know what that means? And I was like, it means to love Jesus forever. So from then on, I was saved and, he was in my heart, but I wasn't always faithful. Growing up, I was raised Christian, but we were like kind of those casual Christians where we went like for Christmas and Easter, or my dad would go in these waves where he would try a new church for a couple weeks or a couple months and then stop, or, try another one and try another one. My mom and I just kind of stopped going because we would rather sleep in. As an adult, I was diagnosed with OCD, anxiety, and depression, which I'm sure I had some as a teenager, we just didn't know. I drank and smoked my way through most of my senior year. I shouldn't have graduated, but my teacher was nice enough to give me a C. I was also dating this guy at the time who was older, and he would buy us alcohol. So, he said all the right things, and it was game over for me. But then he became dependent on the alcohol, and he got really angry when he was drunk. I didn't have it as bad as other women. Like, I never had to say I ran into a doorknob or a can fell on my eye. They were always like hidden. And so that kind of just killed my confidence and faith in God a lot. I still believed in him because I was too scared to not believe in him, but I wasn't very happy with him. So I actually moved to Tennessee to live with my papi to get away from him. And my papi really gave me structure. He bought me a car, but I had to pay for it. You have to get a job. You have to go to college. You have to get good grades. He gave me the structure that I didn't really have. And my papi, my biological father, he has always been a devout Christian, but like not the casual. Like he's always volunteered. He's been elders in some of his churches. He's actually done some sermons. So I also had to go to church when I was in Tennessee. I hated every second of living in Tennessee because of all the structure that I wasn't used to, but I didn't realize that it would actually be really good for me. And then I moved back, and my stepdad, he started going to a church in Ypsilanti around when I was like 24. So we were driving to Northridge when you guys were at Schoolcraft, and we saw the sign. So the next Sunday we tried it, and you guys do the 3-week challenge, and that's really important because we came back. And so by the end of the second week, I knew I wanted to be at Miles City. I knew I was in it for the long haul. By the second week, I was actually talking to Andrea about serving in Kids City. And I had always said I was gonna serve in church with kids, but I never actually took the steps to do it. And then so I did. So he's been telling me to get baptized. Like God has been telling me to get baptized for like a year. And I've been pushing it off because I've been nervous. And I also feel like when Chamie was worried about becoming saved, he was like, well, what if I don't know enough? What if I haven't studied the Bible enough? What if I'm not good enough, Or what if I mess up? Well, if you mess up, God's still gonna love you no matter what. His love's unconditional. And so my part now is like, the reason I was procrastinating was, well, what if I get baptized and then I mess up? So, that's why I've been putting it off. But, after a lot of prayer, it's like, God's kind of like my mom. Like, no matter how many times I knocked her down as a crappy teenager, she was always there for me. And God's the same way. So it's like, I'm gonna get baptized and I'm gonna mess up. That's just part of being a human, but he's gonna love me no matter what. My name's Angelique Chamie, and I'm getting baptized today because I love God and I know that he loves me unconditionally, and I want people to know that you don't have to be perfect to surrender your life over to him.